Training the accused killers.
You are now streaming worldwide on RadioOnFire.com and the Radio on Fire app.
Welcome back. Your man Diamond K in here. Diamond K in the morning on the all-new RadioOnFire.com. Happy Friday to everybody. Of course, a lot of things that we need to get into, a lot of things on my plate here. Of course, RadioOnFire.com, the all-new RadioOnFire.com. Diamond K in the morning, a daily political talk show. 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 a.m. Pacific. A lot of things to get into. U.S. admits to training the accused killers of Haiti's president as part of the war on drugs. Reports surfacing that the Haitian government has claimed that 21 Colombians worked as private contractors to help assassinate Haiti's president. Spokesman from the Pentagon issued a statement to the Washington Post saying that a small number of Colombians arrested in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, were part of the United States education and training programs. Lieutenant Colonel Ken Hoffman went on to say that a review of our training databases indicates that a small number of the Colombian individuals detained as part of this investigation had participated in past U.S. military training and education programs. This is crazy. And this is while they were serving as active members of the Colombian military force. It was also noted that the Colombian military and police use equipment and weapons provided by the United States, with Colombian police coming under fire for killing multiple protesters going against government tax proposals with those same tools. This whole thing has been a mess. So you have the assassination of Haiti's president. New videos showing suspects after the assassination. The questions surrounding this are growing. And it's just it was a wild chase. It was there's a lot. Some doctor accused of plotting the assassination. Who knows about any of this? It's just a mess. But some kind of way, America mixed up in this. U.S. admitting to training Colombians. Remind you of the Bay of Pigs? No? Does it? I mean, it sounds very similar. Marines are headed to protect the embassy in Haiti. U.S. troops to protect the embassy in Haiti. No troops are going to be stabilizing Haiti, according to the president. No American troops are supposed to be stabilizing or helping with regards to that, just protecting U.S. interests with regards to the embassy. Yeah, this is a mess. Suspects in the Haitian president's killing met to plan a future without him, according to the New York Times. We're going to keep following this story as it unwinds. Diamond K in the morning on the all-new RadioOnFire.com. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. Of course, we are here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m., tackling the top news stories of the day. Diamond K in the morning. And program sponsored by Tasty Moscato. If you could pour sexy in a glass, Tasty Moscato would be it. This smooth, seductive Moscato is blended with vanilla, and it takes your palate to a whole nother level of taste meat. Unlike most, tasty Moscato can be deliciously paired with a variety of meats, cheeses, veggies, as well as desserts. It's the sweet taste of luxury that you've been craving. Tasty Moscato. Visit radioonfire.com/tasty. That's TASTETEE. Here in the program, we deliver the biggest political and trending news stories of the day with interviews and original reporting from across this country. Emanating from our studios in Baltimore and Atlanta, the show is fun, the show is upbeat, but I also want to expose what is really happening in this country. Radio on Fire is Black voices giving you the American story, and it is a hell of a story. Hell of a story. So, of course, headlines coming from radioonfire.com. Visit radioonfire.com for the latest news and music, all of that. radioonfire.com. So, another story from the site. An ex-deputy sentenced to 12 and a half years for planting drugs during traffic stops. This is something that you suspect, hear about, and this actually happened in Jackson County, Florida. Ex-deputy sentenced to 12 and a half years, convicted of planting drugs during these traffic stops and subsequently arresting the driver. In total, Zachary Wester faces 67 charges, including racketeering, official misconduct, fabricating evidence, perjury, false imprisonment, and possession of controlled substances and drug paraphernalia. Amazing. He was ultimately convicted on 19 of those 67 counts. Prosecutor called for a 15-year sentence, saying that Wester's actions were an egregious breach of the public's trust. People voluntarily grant their government awesome powers, he said. They deem these powers necessary for public safety and protection. With that great power comes great responsibility. The defendant made choices to violate that trust and committed crimes against those people that he was sworn to protect. Is this going to cause officers mass resignations, huh? Another officer convicted. No? Is this going to cause mass resignations of the officers so feel like they can't do their job? Well, another corrupt cop getting some of what he deserves. Some of what he deserves. Crooked officers, Ghetto Boys, Big Mike, back in the 90s, rapped about crooked cops, crooked officers. NWA rapped about police brutality, crooked cops in the 80s. People have been talking about this for years and years. Officers who violate what they are supposed to be doing. And then so many times people act like this doesn't happen. It's some bad apples. Is it systemically? There's some problems here. Clearly, you can see it. A man named Tyrone Lamont Allen. Tyrone Lamont Allen is walking away from a case with no prison time after Portland police reportedly manipulated the man's mugshot to remove his tattoos in order to make him appear closer in resemblance to a robbery suspect. So previously, Allen pleaded guilty to 4 credit union and bank heists that went down in less than a week. April 2017. A year after the arrest, his attorneys discovered that Portland police used an out of the norm investigative technique against the suspect. So while on the witness stand, a police forensic criminalist admitted to painting over the face tattoos of Allen using Photoshop before including his face in the photo lineup to show to witnesses of the robbery. It was noted that none of the tellers actually saw Allen's face or the man who robbed them. And several of the tellers actually picked the suspect's photo. Police went on to say they changed Allen's photo so the face tats wouldn't be too distracting for witnesses. Talk about techniques, talk about cheating. Again, taking the law in their own hands, the police in this instance. Because of that, Allen's lawyer agreed and argued the tampered photo let police rig the outcome to lock up Allen. Along with that, the police did not disclose that they had altered the photo. Allen and his attorney reportedly entered a guilty plea in April that asked for time served, which is 5 months and 21 days for the man, along with 3 years supervision. It was noted that Allen was granted release in 2018 pending his trial and was helping at-risk youth prevent them from going down the same path that he did. This is in Portland, Oregon. We have this situation here. So, police caught doing wrongdoing. Basically, like, my bad. That's all it is. No punishment, no repercussions, no consequences, no nothing. They can just do whatever. Just do whatever. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. Can you imagine if this happened to Donald Trump? Oh my gosh. You know how much complaining rigging he would be talking about in the system? Oh my God. In Baltimore, police officer, sergeant, indicted in connection with allegations of assault involving a juvenile. Baltimore City Grand Jury yesterday indicted 2 members of the Baltimore City Police Department. According to the Baltimore City State's Attorney's Office, Officer Maxwell Dundor and Sergeant Brendan O'Leary both face charges in connection with the assault of a juvenile. These charges stem from allegations that Dundor was investigating a report of a stolen vehicle last spring, April 2020, when he slammed a 17-year-old boy face down onto the concrete. According to prosecutors, the boy, identified as Bobby Jones, was getting out of the driver's door of the reported stolen vehicle and tried to run away. Prosecutors say that Dundor grabbed Adams, lifted him off the ground, and slammed him face down onto the concrete, landing on top of Adams' back. According to prosecutors, Adams struggled to free himself, and Dundor increased the force of this hold. "I swear to God, I'll choke you out if you don't stop. I will choke you. I will kill you," he said. "I will kill you." Prosecutors said that the other officers arrived and assisted in securing Adams in handcuffs. Prosecutors said that Dundor pushed Adams on the right side of his face and back kicked him in the face. Per Baltimore police policy, O'Leary was required to conduct and document the use of force. Now, prosecutors said that O'Leary asserted in his report that he had viewed all body-worn camera video before submitting the report. Prosecutors said that the video does not support the statements, observations, and conclusions made by O'Leary in his report. So, Baltimore City Police Department did release this statement saying that they are aware that two of our members, Sergeant Brendan O'Leary and Officer Maxwell Dendor, were indicted yesterday by the grand jury in reference to an incident that took place on April 27th, 2020 in the Northeast District. The incident involved the arrest of a juvenile who was in possession of a stolen vehicle. The Public Integrity Bureau opened an internal investigation into this incident in April 2020 and immediately referred this incident to the state's attorney's office. Both members have been suspended and reassigned to administrative functions pending the outcome of the investigation. Mayor Scott also issued a statement. Baltimore's mayor said that I am aware that two members of the Baltimore Police Department were indicted for an incident involving the arrest of a teenager last April. I am disgusted by these allegations and remain committed to improve this culture and lack of humanity. So, Baltimore Police Department doing bare minimum. I mean, it takes so long for them to conduct these investigations. I wonder if we will ever hear anything from it. I mean, I just don't know. I don't know. Far too often we see situations and hear about situations like this. This is called police brutality, and then it's also perjury, lying. I mean, they're lying. But such is life. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. Of course, Radio on Fire is available anywhere you get your podcast, The Diamond K in the Morning program. WRF Radio. Simply download WRF Radio in your app store. Leave me a comment. Scroll your timeline. Attend a Zoom meeting on mute. Do some online shopping, all while listening to Diamond K in the Morning. We are here 8 a.m. Eastern Standard, 5 a.m. on the West Coast. Also sponsored today by Flyers on Fire. If you need a flyer created, Flyers on Fire can design your quality digital flyer in 24 hours. Are you promoting something on social media? Flyers on Fire can help you brand your message with a quality flyer. Visit us on Instagram at Flyers on Fire or visit radioonfire.com/Flyers on Fire. So I've been talking about radioonfire.com, where we are pulling a lot of our stories for today's broadcast. Everything we talk about, of course, radioonfire.com. Congresswoman Joyce Beatty arrested while protesting on Capitol Hill. The Ohio Congresswoman is also the chairwoman of the Congressional Black Caucus. She was arrested last night along with 8 other activists while protesting on Capitol Hill. So Capitol Police locking her up after she was demonstrating for voting rights in the atrium of the Senate office building. You can arrest me. You can't stop me. You can't silence me, she wrote on Twitter after her arrest. Beatty and a group of around 20 protesters demonstrated in the hopes of putting pressure on senators to pass voting rights legislation. The group entered the Hart Senate office building with song, chants, phrases related to protecting voting rights, such as free the vote, end the filibuster, fight for justice. Capitol Police officers arrested Beatty and 8 others, binding their hands with zip ties. According to a statement the Capitol Police posted on Twitter, protesters were warned 3 times to stop before they were arrested for violating a DC law that bars crowding, obstructing, and it disallows demonstrators to resume engaging in a demonstration after being instructed by a law enforcement officer to cease engaging in a demonstration. So buildings in the Capitol complex are still closed to the public, but members and staff are allowed to bring guests inside. So this exercise is a result of the attack on voting rights at the hands of Republicans. They have been doing a lot of this foolishness to try to restrict the voting rights. All of this centered around the big lie that Trump has been telling his supporters and anyone who will listen to his lies. And some kind of way he was robbed of the presidency. So this all stems from that. So as a result of that, Republicans have been trying to stiffen laws in areas that they control. So this is related to that. But moreover, they're trying to pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act and some other voting acts to strengthen things on the federal level. And they're trying to put pressure. Progressives are trying to put pressure on the Congress to act, to end the filibuster and many other things. But this is all stemming from voting rights, and it's super, super important. You know, sad news. I don't understand what's going on here. Richard Sherman, future Hall of Famer, has been in the news for all of the wrong reasons. All of the wrong reasons. Richard Sherman is as I said, veteran cornerback and NFL star. A judge ordered Richard Sherman to be released from jail without bail, but with several conditions. The cornerback was taken into custody after an arrest at the home of his in-laws. Some type of car accident. There's a video floating around. I mean, this, I talk about things being a mess. This is a mess. But during a hearing yesterday, the judge called the cornerback a pillar of the community. Called him a pillar of the community, which he is. He does a lot for his community. Anyway, so he's released from jail yesterday. King County District Court judge found probable cause that Sherman committed criminal trespassing, malicious mischief, driving under the influence, and resisting arrest. Prosecutors did not ask the judge for a finding on a felony residential burglary allegation for which he was initially booked on Wednesday, but later also filed a charge of reckless endangerment of roadway workers. So the bail initially, the denial of the request to set bail at $10,000 happened. Judge, as I said, saying that he's a pillar of the community, and it was Sherman's first arrest. Football player did not attend the hearing, but was due back in court for arraignment today. So in a statement posted to Instagram earlier today, Sherman wrote, "I am deeply remorseful for my actions Tuesday night. I behaved in a manner I am not proud of. I have been dealing with some personal challenges over the last several months, but that is not an excuse for how I acted." The importance of mental and emotional health is extremely real, he said, and I vow to get the help I need. I appreciate all the people who have reached out In support of me and my family, including our community here in Seattle, I am grateful to have such an amazing wife, family, and support system to lean on during this time. I hear all of that, and I agree with what he said. But you can't just do a lot of wild, crazy, reckless stuff and then just it's mental health, and just get a pass all the time. So home surveillance footage showed Sherman yelling outside of a home and repeatedly running into the door, like trying to knock the door down as people inside screamed. Police report said that the Maple Valley Police Department, about 30 miles outside of Redmond, called Redmond police to inform them that a suicidal subject was on his way to the city. Maple Valley police said they had been informed that Sherman threatened to, quote unquote, hang himself and had been drinking. Officers later informed Redmond police that Sherman also threatened suicide by cop. What is going on here for real? Some nicely crafted statement cannot account for all of this. And if he didn't want to try to pin it to quote unquote mental health, why did he mention it? They said that Sherman also tried to grab a firearm from an officer before leaving Maple Valley and possibly traveling to Redmond, as his wife separately traveled to her mother's house. Maple Valley police told the Redmond police. Troopers with the Washington State Patrol then informed Redmond police that they had located Sherman's vehicle. He crashed the vehicle in a highway cement barrier, then ran away from that scene. Something's going on here. Something caused this meltdown. Short time later, Sherman's wife told the dispatchers that he was acting crazy at the house. Father-in-law later said he was armed. Talking about the father, had armed himself with a handgun and fired pepper spray at the NFL player to protect his family as Sherman tried to bust in the door with his shoulders, which is what we saw on the videotape. Sherman's wife told police he is suffering from mental health issues. She added that when Richard has a mental health episode like this, he does not remember anything about it the next day. She had fled their home with her children after Sherman caused a large disturbance earlier in the night, and she did not know how he found her at her parents' house. Where else she's gonna go? I'm sure there's only a couple places where she would go, right? So the mental health challenges that she is pointing to seem to be very significant. She said that she loves and supports her husband. I am committed to helping Richard get the support and care that he needs. Richard has always been a loving father and husband, and we are looking forward to seeing him at home with his family. That is a good woman right there. That is a good woman. She is standing by him. I commend her for that. I do. And I hope that he gets the help that he needs. I hope that this is not an excuse for bad behavior, but something tells me she is being honest in her defense of him. If you or someone you know is in crisis, call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 1-800-273-8255 or text HOME to 741-741. You can reach a trained counselor at the crisis text line. You can also visit speakingofsuicide.com/resources for a list of additional support networks. So, yeah, I mean, Richard Sherman, just such a talented athlete. And as I said, a future Hall of Famer. Yeah, I know I'm being hard on him, but at the same time, I want to make sure that we are not masking bad behavior as something else. And if that's what it is, let's him be diagnosed and treated and all of that. So she spoke about this in a way that she's seen similar behavior from him in the past. Something needs to be done. Several times during that episode, he could have lost his life with the police, with the father-in-law, crashing the car, driving drunk like this. He could have killed someone else. There's so much that could have happened. He was driving drunk, so someone could have lost their life because of this. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire, Diamond K in the morning on the all-new RadioOnFire.com. Bill Cosby wants Pennsylvania to pay him millions for time behind bars. I knew this was coming. Bill Cosby, of course, recently released from prison, has not wasted any time addressing the media and anyone who tried to comment on him in a way that he did not like while he was locked up. He is coming back for revenge. He got time for it. According to a spokesperson for Bill Cosby, the comedian said he has his sights set on Pennsylvania as he feels he is owed money for a wrongful imprisonment, and he may get it. Spokesman Andrew Wyatt said that Cosby is hoping to get millions for his time spent in prison, saying that we are looking at what legal recourse we can take against the state of Pennsylvania. We are looking at all legal angles for those things right now. We feel that Bill Cosby is owed a lot of money. Mr. Cosby was given an unwanted 2-year and 10-month vacation that he never asked for. His constitutional rights were abolished. His due process was stripped away from him. Cosby and Wyatt then called out Pennsylvania governor, calling out a proposal for the 2022 budget for a state that would pay for wrongful convictions. Wyatt went on to say that he's due millions and millions of dollars. As Mr. Cosby said to me today, I feel that this district attorney and Judge Stephen O'Neill and Kevin Steele, who is the Montgomery County District Attorney, should resign effective immediately. This is not a surprise. I did anticipate that Mr. Cosby would take this route, and I feel as though he is owed money. He is owed this. So he's going to go after this. Of course, some people are going to get upset. People that are not even affected by Cosby. People that may have been assaulted by some individual. Look at someone like Bill Cosby and it becomes a trigger point for them. That is unfortunate. But Cosby's case has legal standing, which is why he was released and his record was wiped clean. So I think that a payout is imminent. Last story, the recovery effort at the collapsed building could end soon. Efforts to recover human remains from the debris of the South Florida condo building. That sad story is nearing an end as far as the recovery effort goes. Miami-Dade police identified 6 more victims of last month's Surfside condo collapse yesterday. meaning that 92 of the 97 confirmed dead have been identified. So county officials have accounted for at least 240 people connected to the building, with just a few still classified as missing or potentially unaccounted for. So the cause has not yet been pinpointed for this collapse, although there were several previous warnings of major structural damage at the 40-year-old building. According to a statement late yesterday, the task of identifying victims has become increasingly difficult, relying heavily on medical examiner's office and expert technical and scientific work. More than 26 million pounds of debris and concrete have been removed as recovery work continues. Just a sad story there. Just sad case. There, you want to talk about lawsuits? A lot of lawsuits have been filed. That case there is going to really be a situation where a lot of money is paid out. Wow. Don McKay in the morning on the all-new radioandfire.com. Of course, Don McKay in the morning sponsored by Tasty Moscato. If you could pour sexy in a glass, this would be it. The smooth, seductive Moscato wine blended with vanilla takes your palate to a whole nother level of taste me. Unlike most, Tasty Moscato can be deliciously paired with a variety of meats, cheeses, veggies, as well as desserts. It's the sweet taste of luxury that you've been craving. Visit radioandfire.com/tasty for more info. That is tasty, spelled T-A-S-T-E-T-E-E. Here on Don McKay in the morning, we deliver the biggest political and trending news stories of the day with interviews and original reporting from across this country, emanating from our studios in Baltimore and Atlanta. Show is fun, show is upbeat, but also have to expose what is really going on in this country. Radio on Fire is Black voices giving you the American story. New episodes drop Monday through Friday, 8 a.m., but I don't want you to miss any of our live broadcasts. In addition to our 8 a.m. program, we drop content throughout the day as news happens. So hit that notification bell so you get an alert whenever we go live. Don McKay in the morning on the all-new radioandfire.com. Don McKay in the morning is available in the WRF Radio app. Simply download WRF Radio in your app store. Leave me a comment. You scroll your timeline, attend a Zoom meeting on mute, or do some online shopping, all while listening to Diamond K in the morning. Also, Apple Podcasts, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, anywhere that you get your programs. YouTube.com/DJ Diamond K. Of course, another partner, Diamond K in the morning, sponsored by Flyers on Fire. If you need a flyer created, Flyers on Fire can design your quality digital flyer in 24 hours. Are you promoting something on social media? Flyers on Fire can help you brand your message with a quality flyer. Visit us on Instagram at Flyers on Fire or radioonfire.com/Flyers on Fire. You can get breaking news, adult conversations covering topics that are important to Black culture, all on radioonfire.com, original radio podcast and TV programs. You want to support Diamond K in the morning? Very easy to do that. I'm able to deliver our news and our views on the program because of our listeners, sponsors, and of course, your donations. Diamond K in the morning is powered by the people, and we need and love your support. Visit radioonfire.com to make a one-time donation or join our VIP club. Facebook.com/radioonfire. All social media at The Diamond K Show. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Giving you more talk, more news, and more music. It's Radio on Fire.